What's happening, everybody? I'm Todd Tanner. This is Wrestling News Now. Before I get started, I'd like to say something to everyone that's been passing by and you've been viewing the content that I've been uploading, even if you don't subscribe. From the depths of my heart, thank you for even taking the time to view and to check out this channel, Wrestling News Now, with Todd Tanner. Don't make the mistake in thinking that this is all that I'm going to be doing. There are big plans in store. I'm working on some major things that are coming down the line, like live events and some other things, and powerful interviews with some of the movers and shakers on the independent scene and even the professional sports entertainment scene at the same time. So if you want to be the first to know what's happening and what's going on, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Wrestling News Now with Todd Tanner. Now, having said that, let's get on to tonight's info. Professional wrestling sports entertainment, yes, it is that, and it is a sport. And at the same time, it is a business. There are many things that go on behind the scenes that no one even pay attention to, and they can't even conceive how much money is being made. Well, let's talk about the WWE has reported their third quarter for the 2022 earnings. This is public information that I'm going to be talking about as reported by WrestlingNews.com. WWE issued the following. WWE reports their third quarter 2022 results. The third quarter 2022 highlights. Revenue was $304.6 million, an increase of 19%. Operating income was $58.9 million, a decrease of 8%, and an adjusted OIBDAI1 was $91.2 million, an increase of 17%. Returned $9.1 million of capital to shareholders through dividends paid. Clash at the Castle, the first major WWE stadium event in the UK in over 30 years, was held at Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. Clash at the Castle was the most viewed international event in WWE's history. Personally, I think that Drew McIntyre should have won the title that night. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Each WWE domestic premium live event, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and Extreme Rules, was the most viewed event in its history, with year-over-year increase of 17%, 20%, and 36% respectively in domestic unique viewership on Peacock. WWE announced a multi-year agreement with its long-standing partner, the Foxtel Group, to expand the distribution of the company's content in Australia. Woo! This is big time. WWE announced the creation of NXT Europe, which is planned to launch in 2023 to expand the NXT brand internationally. In October, WWE announced its Campus Rush recruitment tour to further enhance the company's talent development program. Now let's talk about the 2022 Business Outlook 2. In February, the company issued adjusted OIBDAA guidance of $360 to $375 million for the full year 2022. In August, the company raised its guidance to $370 million to $385 million based on performance through the first 9 months of the year, as well management's current expectations for the fourth quarter. The company now expects full year 2022 adjusted OIBDA to be at the upper end of the average of $370 million to $385 million. So let's talk about the Stamford, Connecticut Business Wire, WWE on the NAS, the New York Stock Exchange. WWE announced financial results for its third quarter ending on September 30th, 2022. We generated strong financial results in the quarter, highlighted by record revenue an adjusted OIBDA for third quarter and remain firmly on track to deliver record revenue and adjusted OIBDA for the full year, said Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. WWE co-chief executive officers, we continue to effectively execute our strategy, including staging a record-setting international stadium event, Clash at the Castle, in early September. Clash at the Castle, as well as our other premium live events, PLEs, including SummerSlam and Extreme Rules, all continue our streak of delivering record viewership for each respective event. These PLEs, along with strong ratings for our flagship programs, Raw and SmackDown, continue to expand the reach of our brands and enhance the value of our content across various platforms, both domestically and abroad. Frank Riddick, WWE President and Chief Financial Officer, added, "In the quarter, we exceeded our guidance adjusted OIBDA increase 17%, reflecting 19% revenue growth over the prior year. Our financial performance was primarily driven by growth in our media segment, as well as a shift in the timing of revenue related to certain licensing agreements. These items more than offset an increase in certain costs to support the creation of content. For 2022, we now anticipated adjusted OIBDA at the upper end of the ratings of $370 million to $385 million. Now let's talk about the third quarter consolidated results. Revenue increased 19% to $304.6 million, primarily due to an increase in core content rights fees for the company's flagship programs, Raw and SmackDown, and the monetization of third-party original programming. To a lesser extent, higher consumer product licensing revenue and international ticket sales also contributed to the increase in revenue. See, this is what a lot of people don't understand. If you are going to run a company, you better be business-minded over entertainment. Entertainment is what produces the revenue, and the revenue is what allows the entertainment to continue. This is big business. This is not a game. This is how our professional athletes, professional wrestlers, or sports entertainers, whatever you want to call them, this is how they take care of their families. This is how they pay their mortgages. This is how they invest their earnings to make sure that they have a standard of living, a quality of life. And each and every one of them, thank you for what you do and what you bring to each and every one of us on a nightly, daily, and weekly basis. And now back to the third quarter consolidated results. Operating incomes decreased 18% or $5.1 million to $58.9 million as the increase in revenue was offset by an increase in operating expenses. The increase in operating expenses was primarily driven by higher costs to support the creation of content, as well as the impact of certain costs related to the special committee's investigation. Wow, isn't that something? The company's operating income margin decreased to 19% from 25%. Adjusted OIBDA, which exceeds stock-based compensation and other items included in operating income, increased 17% or $13.3 million to $91.2 million. The company's adjusted OIBDA margin remained flat at 30%. Net income was $441.7 million or 0.49 per diluted share, a slight decline from $43.5 million or 0.52 per diluted share in the third quarter of 2021, primarily reflecting the decrease in operating performance. I'll be back with part 2 of the WWE's 2022 annual report. For Wrestling News Now, I'm Todd Tanner.